This video's idea was brought to me by Matt Gaming, is the top comment spot winner for this video as well, which starts with the assignment. Their long-term goal is to watch One Piece to the end, a goal I feel we all can relate to, as I've been waiting for 20 years to achieve this goal. Thank you for this insight, and the idea to explain why people always decide to skip Skypiea. If I'm correct in my deduction, I should probably get straight to the point. People skip Skypiea because it is both unfamiliar and longer than any arc we've seen so far anyway, and that is riding on the back of Alabasta. So familiarity is crucial in the realm of storytelling, and it keeps the reader engaged in the world that you are building. Anything deviating too far from this established world can make the reader feel like they are not reading the story they were anymore. And everything they were invested in, they are now losing interest in the story as a whole. Skipping these parts of stories is more than likely a preservation method to remain invested in the story until the end. Many stories pay attention to this rule and create a location that is familiar to the reader to ground them back into the story after new developments occur. Fairy Tail has the Guildhall, Black Clover has the Black Bull's headquarters, and even the Dragon Ball series as a whole has Capsule Corp. I know they have other locations, but what is more iconic than Capsule Corp? And they still use it to this day. It was an original Dragon Ball, I'm just saying. In storytelling, editors often advise the writers to stay away from taking their story to space, as it often makes the readers feel like that part of the story is detached from the overall narrative. Toriyama received this exact warning when he started writing Dragon Ball Z, however, he did seem to make it work. To help answer why Skypiea gets skipped, I ask if any of you have ever rewatched all of Namek. Not just the final fights. Granted, Namek is a little more iconic after being reused in every Dragon Ball Z game ever made for the most part, does hold a little familiarity. During Namek, the story also cuts back to Earth where we can keep up with the other characters we are invested in, to ground us and remind us that this is still Dragon Ball Z we are watching. Skypiea does not do this. Other than the Kogura and Nolan flashback, which are also unfamiliar characters, we never cut back to what's happening in the Blue Sea. Garp and Kobe remain in the dark. Buggy's side story is gone. It is just Skypiea and nothing but. It feels too detached. And a lot of the time on my first run through the series, I did find myself just wanting to go back to the Blue Sea, if even for a moment. Absolutely do not skip Skypiea though. This is where Otis sets up literally everything for the rest of the story. Yes, everything. Going forward with the series without fully viewing Skypiea and everything it has to say can make some future ideas feel a little random or shoehorned in, hockey being the first example that comes to mind. Are there any stories you viewed that had arcs like this? Seemingly skippable, but doing so means you miss a ton of information that you need moving forward. Leave a comment below and tell me all about that. That will be your assignment for this video. I hope to hear from you soon.